I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by Malice. Hi, Malice.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Could you please
Hi.
introduce yourself to everybody?
Hi, I'm Malice, or Alice as it goes. It doesn't really matter what you call me, just have fun with it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My community calls me Malice, whatever mistress, something like that. I don't know, whatever they want. I'm a PW VTuber with VT.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, just a cute little company startup going on. But yeah, I'm a YouTuber and I just, I like feet. I don't know, I just like playing video games and feet. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, well, that's what the people. If you like it, you like it, and that's what everybody. As far as I'm concerned, you're not hurting nobody, and you're enjoying yourself. So what? I mean, that's
Yeah, it's all for, just giggles and fun.
yeah, absolutely. So, is this you're getting started a little bit later. You're debuting a little bit later. Have you been on and
Yes.
given a couple of test runs?
So before this, I was a VTuber on a different account too.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have some experience streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So just me going to corpo, I've done a couple live 2D actual streams, and more than a couple.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'm just wanting to get this model up and running,
yeah, absolutely.
and then actually get to be more of myself.
Yeah, it's a I've gotten a look at the model. It's really nice. I mean, it's a great setup for you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's not even done. That's just the rough sheet. We haven't gotten the line art done. I've been talking to my artist. It's been a couple of like months going on, just getting everything tweaked in
Yeah.
what I wanted to be.
Mhm. You sound excited.
I am. I'm super excited because I'm rigging it too, so it's gonna be fun.
Mm.
Especially it's like cooperating on what kind of stuff we want to go into, like the toggles and stuff. I have some crazy ideas of what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So you're gonna be coming in as a self-professed lewd tuber. Um, have you already gotten some feedback just that?
I'm sorry, what was the beginning part of that
That's
sentence? I'm so sorry.
that's all right. I said you've already mentioned that you're a lewd tuber. Have you gotten any feedback already from just outright stating that?
Yeah, I have. So like I post on Blue Sky and Twitter every day, and I end up sharing images of my feet, and then I have a Discord server, and it's grown like so rapidly compared to like my other VTuber persona. Like it's kind of crazy how just being a YouTuber gets people interested, and there's bad publicity and there's good publicity that comes with that, but you just take and go as you choose, and I just have fun with it, so I don't take anything too personal. So I've
Well,
had a lot of good times so far.
well, I mean, that's a perfect attitude to take, I think, as long as yeah, it's this kind of format really kind of feeds into that, doesn't it? It just gives you and not only you but your chat and your followers just that little bit of anonymity where you can maybe tweak things a little bit more and enjoy that way.
Yeah, you can be as wild as you want or not as wild as you want.
Mm. And
Whatever you really wanted to be, you can kind of shift sides. So I kind of just like let her rip like a Beyblade. I don't know. I just take the band-aid off whenever I feel like it. I'm just like I can post whatever I want, and at the same time, you still keep that anonymity if you really wanted, or you cannot. You could be fully transparent. It's just up how you want to be, and that's what's cool about being a VTuber.
yeah, it really is. I compared a little bit back to where the old radio DJs, where we could go on and not even not give our real name. Nobody saw who we were. We could just entertain the audience and play whatever songs we had to play, and it was the personality that brought them back, and that's what kind of the way that VTubers are too. You gotta have a good personality to bring people back to your doings too. Um, are you looking forward to that interaction with the model coming up?
Yeah, I'm so excited to stream. Honestly, I wish it could like do it tomorrow, but I'm building the base. I'm also like the face of my company, so
Hmm.
I'm a co-founder in it,
Ooh.
and I kind of met the original founder, and then we kind of just started playing with ideas, and they're like, okay, you're gonna be like the face, and I'm like, okay, so I'll be Gen 1. I just go out there, be myself, and we'll see what happens, and we're just gonna have fun with it.
Yeah. Are you right now the only talent that's up with it right now, or do you have some co gen mates?
We currently have 8, I believe.
Whoa.
One of them, I think I forgot if they're joining or not, but we have 7 confirmed.
Hmm.
Um, we also have a Twitter I could share with you,
Okay, that'd
which
be
is
great.
Wonderland.
That would be great. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
get
it's
all the
pretty cool.
I'll get the links up in the description for this interview so people can check out what you
Oh,
got
thank
going
you,
on.
thank you.
Absolutely. And
I don't want to mention it too much in like overcrowd the interview, but like, yeah, I'm Gen 1 for VT, and I
yeah,
have 8 other members that are with me.
yeah.
I
So
think 5 of them are talents,
yeah,
and
get
then 3 others are in the background.
so getting in on the ground floor here. Is it, are you nervous about that? How everybody's going to be received and how well the first generation is going to go, or are you pretty confident in what you're going to be able to do right off the bat?
There's always a good thing in having confidence. I'm not gonna lie, like in any field, just being like confident in your ability, your quality of the work you're gonna put out and everything, all that. That's like such a strong thing to have, especially when you're presenting yourself in an entertainment value to the public. But if I if I couldn't lie and just be like, oh, I'm not nervous. That's just like such a human emotion to be nervous. So like, you're always nervous about like if it's gonna be good enough, if
Yeah,
people are gonna like you, if people are gonna like the people you're associated with, just like keeping everyone in check as well, like if everyone's gonna follow the rules and like be a good member of the team. So,
yeah.
but our whole like mission is to be like a community driven VTuber company, and we're really trying to be like emotional support is the kind of thing we're building.
Mm,
I might give off like the silly like clown type of vibes, but whenever I'm with like a meeting or something, we're like super serious until we're not.
mm. Yeah, no, that's good.
But
That's
it's more like a support group.
yeah. It's a team building type of thing, and support group goes along with that, and that's good. That hopefully will build a good solid foundation that you can work off of. Is everybody going to be YouTubers, or they have their different types of things they're going to do?
No, so it's super open to like all sorts of talents. So I know we have a bunch of people that are like Nevros Archivist is one of the talents, and he's like a emotional support kind of therapy,
Mm,
community driven VTuber. He's not lewd, but he goes over hard topics. And then we have like Poppy the Clown. She does like baking and all that.
mm,
She does like videos on like and streams of snack reviews, that kind of thing. So it's like all over the place. It's just really somewhere where you can be open and be who you are. That's
mm.
mostly the focus of what it's going to be.
Wow, that's a wide variety just with three people. That's
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I got to give you like the spectrum right there of who's
yeah.
in the company. I'm like, those are like the most opposites I can think of, but me and Popsy are like good friends. So
Mm.
it's like, oh yeah, I'm a YouTuber, but she's like a snack reviewer, but somehow we make it work.
Well, they're certainly not working against each other. You got to have some type of food sustenance
No,
eventually.
definitely not. You need some mukbang every now and then, you know what I mean? I
That's
just need to eat like 15 pounds of food in front of a camera, and that's a good time.
oh, actually, I'm. It's about what we're interviewing now about supper time for me. So I'm gonna go check
Oh,
the
what's for dinner? What's the grub? What's on the
pasta
plate?
pasta probably. It's
Pasta. Pasta sounds pretty good.
it's easy to mix and it's easy to make and it won't take long and I've already got sauce. So we're good. We're good. We're good as far as
I'm
that
about to
goes.
go get myself a white monster, then like probably some protein like bar, and then I'm like, whoop, going to work. Let's do this thing.
Let's do it. The so when you got the idea and got the thought to become a part of this, what type of part did you want to play at the beginning? And has that you mentioned you kind of got named kind of a face of the company. Has your role changed a little bit since you started?
Yeah, it changed a lot actually, because I was an indie VTuber,
Mhm.
before this, and I was like, oh, I'm never joining a company. I don't want to be anything with that. There's a lot of drama. There's like too much stuff that goes on with the company, and I don't like agree with everyone's morals always.
Hmm.
And then I found my founder, and she was trying to start this up. She's like, oh, this is the beginning phases. She's like, I saw you streaming, and I was like, I wanted you to be a part of this somehow.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, I can like, be a background person and just, help with the VTubing stuff since I know about it and I've been streaming a bit. She's like, yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was like, you know what? Let me get a model for this. Let me be Gen 1. I'll come and be the face. We just started talking more and I believed in her more. She believed in me more. And we're like, let's do this. We'll get out there. We can do this thing.
You talked each other into it.
Yeah, she really did. She convinced me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
But she's
good.
like one of the hardest workers I've met. So
Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm like, okay.
yeah. Well, those type of people, if you get the right folks who have that type of a work ethic, you get kind of drug along with them. Like, and
Yeah,
like,
she has so much passion for it. It just like explodes out of her. So I'm like, you know what? If you believe this so much, I've never seen someone so passionate about something. I
yeah,
was like, I will join. I will be part of it. I can do this thing.
yeah, yeah. It's
Especially when it's like the VTubing community, I believe is so like be appreciated by like companies and you know, other types of market shares that would be in it, like insurance or anything for
right,
VTubers that companies don't give or they do give.
right,
So it's
right.
just like being part of the startup and trying to be there to support more VTubers. Like when I see so many of them struggling in their normal everyday just streaming, doing what
Yeah,
they want, like
yeah,
being supported as a job and doing VTubing.
right, right. That's
It's just you kind of want to be there to help someone.
oh yeah, and it's very considering how many different types of VTubers there are. Heck, in your own company, there's so many different types of VTubers. Um, it's tough to. I imagine it's tough to do like a blanket statement. You guys should do this because everybody's got their own thing, and it would work for somebody on a cooking stream, may not work for somebody who's got a stream that basically they open up card packs or something. It's or give lectures,
Yeah,
that type of thing. It's kind of under the same umbrella, but it's a big umbrella.
it's a huge umbrella. There's VTuber groups for like horror VTubers, cozy VTubers, ASMR. You got some for like was it competitive gaming? You got some for just straight card unboxing, you got art VTubers. So
Hmm.
like just being able to have everyone in the company like get along, even though they're all different types of people.
Hmm.
Because we got artists in there too. It's just kind of like, just trying to work it out and be a group as a family kind of thing, and then expand from there. We can be more of a community.
Hmm.
It really helps build the like relationships in between each other.
That's
Even though we're all so different, we get along.
oh yeah. I mean, you don't have to be exactly the same to get done. As a matter of fact, um, and I'm now going back into old old radio territory, so bear with me a little bit as I talk tales of old times. Um,
It's okay. Thank you, old spoil. Please tell me about it.
the a radio company who had different radio stations would actually have them at different formats because if you were in the same market, you don't want two formats competing against each other. You'd want a country station, a rock station, a talk station, and that type of thing. You want to be diversified. And it sounds like your company is kind of doing the same thing, where you're very diversified, and you don't really have people competing for the same type of audience.
That's true. Like everyone has their own total thing. Like not everyone's just totally doing something the same.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get to the point where we have like creators that are in like niches. Like, oh, these are the part of the company of horror VTubers. It's the part of the company that only plays Final Fantasy XIV online, and you can watch that if you want. But
These are the people who only play Words with Friends on their phone. You get you get down to like
this is the DJ one we have over here. They only do music over there.
yeah, get down to the very
But yeah,
very
just like our radio.
yeah. Oh yeah, well,
Old station, as you're saying.
yeah. Well, it's the way it used to be anyway. Now it's all computers and people sitting at home. But the I think your concept with this is pretty interesting because um, not only is it encompassing different audiences, as a whole, you could have two or three people or as many people as you want streaming at the same time and not competing against each other for audience because the the um, the potential audience, the target audiences, are all different. Um, I,
That's true.
yeah, that's a big
At the
asset to
same
have.
time,
Yeah,
no, go ahead, my bad.
no, I'm saying it's a big asset to have. You're not dividing up any pie. You're just getting a much bigger pie.
Yeah, that's true. And at the current time with like our 8 members,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty cool because we're all super close. So like we have this group chat and we're like, hey, I'm streaming at this time, and it's like, oh, after that, do you want to raid me and then I can stream? So like we kind of build our schedule around each other's currently. So
Mm,
it's pretty cool to just see them like all interact and be like, hey, I'll support you, and then like if you want me to raid you, you're gonna be streaming then. It's like, oh, can we collab? I'm doing this. I'm like, yeah.
yeah, that's excellent. That's a
So we'll
great.
kind of join into each other.
It's a good sort of synergy to have, and 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 it sounds like your company is
Definitely, definitely.
you really start setting yourself up for at least a good start. I mean, anything can happen afterwards,
Yeah, we got a good
obviously.
base. That's what you need, a good foundation, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? For any building to rise, you need a good foundation.
that's right. That's right. Absolutely. And I think you're off to a good start with that. That makes a great deal of sense. Um, what would if I tune into a Malice stream? What am I going to
Oh
see
boy.
and hear?
Well, night streams might not be the cup of tea for everyone. Um, I don't know where I'm gonna have my first stream currently. I have a kind of a rough idea that I've been getting from my community.
Hmm.
Um, it's NSFW stream type of thing, but I was thinking playing Dark Souls with a love sense, on like maybe
Hmm.
OnlyFans or something like that. I don't know how it's gonna be structured so far where it's gonna be on, but I was kind of thinking that's the kind of thing where like every death or every hit, I'm gonna get hit with the love sense. Well, it's gonna
Oh,
be chaotic. I don't know. I'm kind of off the walls, so I kind of bounce back and forth. I love streaming everything at the
yeah.
same time. Like if something comes into my mind and it's a good idea, I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'll immediately do that right now.
Highly suggestive in more ways than one.
Highly suggestive. Yeah, exactly.
Suggestive and NSFW. That's a powerful combination you got.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, my idols are like Project Melody
Mm,
and like Uber Nova, if you've ever heard that name. He's a streamer, not a VTuber.
mm, yeah.
And kind of like my whole personality growing up was shaped by him. And now that I'm older and like adult, I'm like, oh, Project Melody too. And both those personas fight in my mind for like what I should do,
Mm. The,
who I should be every day.
one of the great things about I mean, I don't know much about the fellow, but Project Melody stuff is that she's just seemed to be a nice person. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
she could get a following if she didn't do it, but the fact that she does is kind of beside the point. A lot of it is still
Yeah,
going.
Project Melody is really cool.
Yeah, it still kind of relies on
I've
the.
been watching her for a long time.
Oh yeah, it still relies on the personality and bringing people back. That kind of interaction with the audience, and with what you're planning to do, is is that the type of interaction that's going to keep bringing people back for more and more types of streams?
That's like the best question you could ask because I have no idea. There's like no answer that I could give you. Be like, I haven't even started doing that.
Yeah.
So, you know, who knows? Maybe no one will like me. Maybe people will like me. But it's just for the art of the game.
Hmm. Hmm.
As like Colin said from GHS High School. Have you ever seen Video Game High School? It's all about the game.
Yeah.
You can't forget that. It's all about the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about having fun.
Yeah. And
It's
that's
about being yourself, doing
that
what you want to do.
which is
If people like that, they'll flock.
yeah, yeah. Well, oh yeah, they'll come back, and it's something that those folks who are not VTubers don't necessarily get to do when they do their jobs. And they're there to make
That's
money,
true.
and not all of us enjoy our regular jobs. And you get this chance with this particular technology to do that and enjoy yourself at the same time. Um, this
Exactly.
this sounds like you found a situation that you weren't necessarily looking for, and it's working out for you.
Yeah, so like with my indie persona, I've been like really like not being who I was. I was kind of scared when I started VTubing to be like more lewd or be more out there, kind of like speak my thoughts more. I was kind of sheltered.
Hmm.
And so like when I met my founder, she was like, "No, just be who you are." Just like she really pushed me to like I was like, I should just do what I want. I shouldn't be so scared of like not doing what I want to do
Hmm.
instead of putting on a face, but now instead just doing all natural, as you would say. I'm like, I'm just gonna be me, and I'm like, yeah, that's a lot better than what I was doing. I find myself falling into this role a lot more than my other role, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, when I'm streaming my other persona, I end up going into this a bit, and I'm like, no, no, you gotta keep it caged. You gotta keep it caged. You can do that later. You can do it in I'm kind of falling into doing this more. So I don't know if I'm gonna retire my other persona or like keep it a more like long platform kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just
We'll
getting
see.
the mental image of your new persona in a cage, circling and walking back and forth and rattling the door. Let me out.
Exactly. It's so funny. I'll be like streaming and I'll be like, no, wait, no, sorry guys. No, it's Malice. Gotta keep it under control. Yeah, I'm so sorry. No, I can't say that. That's the other one. That's the other one. No, get out of my head. Out of my head.
Living double lives before you even got started.
I know.
Yeah, that's well. I mean,
Giving myself an identity crisis.
even so, it's pretty obvious that you're excited about it and you're looking forward to it. Are you with the time between now and then, which is going to be a few months, before you get the official debut? Um, are you still adding ideas? Have you changed your ideas since you started? Um, uh, since you knew that you were going to do this sort of thing.
I'm about to spitball you a lot. Because at first I was like, I'm just gonna be my other persona, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna change the name. I found Malice. It took me a couple months to get the name. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna hire a really good artist this time. Because my other model is like, on the kind of medium per end of like a cost.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, all right, I'll go all in on this. I just thought it was gonna be like a small PNG tuber, and then I was like, I'll buy the live TV model, I'll start rigging it. I got art going on, and I was like, now I need to get third screens, get more lewd art. So every day I'm thinking more ideas. I'm like, oh, I need this and this and this and that. I'll do this maybe for the debut stream. No, maybe I'll change it to that. Actually, I was thinking of this. Oh, I'll get some new gear to do this. I'm like, oh no, it's getting kind of out of control. Because I was like, when I got the love sense, if you know what that is, I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I didn't even think I was ever gonna have one of these. And I'm like, now I have one of these for streaming, and I haven't even started yet. I'm like, oh, wow, this is kind of going kind of crazy, out of control. I kind of feel like
It's
I'm already deep diving into it. So like,
the train is running and you're not even on it yet.
exactly. I just let my imagination run wild. Sometimes I'm like, you need to calm down, and I'm like, you know what? But those emotes look pretty good. I should get a emote of that for Malice. That would look sick. That would be a sick idea to have. I think people would like that.
Yeah.
Like in my server, just the other day, I just like recorded some audio clips to make some soundboard stuff
Yeah.
because I said something funny on stream. I'm like, this would be perfect.
Yeah.
And now I have like a really dumb amount of voice lines in there.
Well, I do have to say this. You got a great voice for it. That's
I do. Oh, that's thank you so much.
yeah. I mean,
I'm so self-conscious about my voice, especially VTubing starting. I was
yeah.
super self-conscious, but I've been kind of getting into it.
Yeah. No, really. I mean, if you did,
I talk too fast though.
well,
I gotta be slower.
I think that's
I'd be
because
like, "Hello, how are you doing today?"
I think you're doing it because you're here with me. I'm having that effect.
Yeah, I tend to talk fast.
Usually I have the effect on people where they talk real fast and run away. But so far you're still here. I appreciate that.
I gotta go actually. With
Oh,
that,
hey, no, wait.
that's all, folks.
Oh, um, with with that, and with a voice that you got that really there's no sharp points in your voice whatsoever. Have you thought about doing some ASMR content to go along with the character?
Oh my God, thank you for saying that because I should have brought that up.
Mm.
My community says I have a sultry voice. We've done a couple of movie nights,
Mm-hmm.
and then they kind of know my other personas sometimes. Some of them do. So I like have a thing in my community right now where they're voting on an ASMR video I'm gonna make.
Mm.
So that's gonna be coming soon.
Yeah.
I gotta upload a lot of stuff in this coming week. I have like a rap song I gotta release. It's
Oh.
gonna be crazy, but yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be.
ASMR content's definitely something I want to do.
Oh, I think that you'd be.
I made a ASMR sarcastic video, but I'm like, I gotta make a real one.
Oh, it would make a killing. It really would. It would be. You would just.
I can't wait for the gym bro to have it in his earphones. He's like doing a 500-pound dead press, and then I was like, "Hey, what are you listening to?" He's like, "Slipknot." I'm gonna say Slipknot, and then you check his YouTube, and it's just me. And it's like, who's a good boy?
Crunch.
Now that will be so good. You can do that deadlift. You can make mommy proud. Just one more set, just three. That'd
One
be
more
so
set.
good.
Just three more sets.
Come on, let it rip. You got this. You are the stud. You got this. You got the stogie, and no one steals your stogie.
See, folks, it's
I don't
really
know if
it.
you know that reference. It's from Arnold.
Yes, yes. It this is gonna work, folks. You,
Yeah, yeah, we'll get it done.
oh yeah. Well, it's just gonna be a question of getting the
We'll
right.
build that pyramid.
Yeah, it's just a question of
We'll lay
getting.
all the bricks on the thing, and they'll knock them down like some dominoes, so where they lay perfectly. You know what I mean? Have
That's
you seen
right.
those videos?
Yes, yes. And watching people do perfect things makes me angry because I can't do anything perfect. Unless it's a. You want me to?
Practice makes perfect,
Yes, yes.
and
Well,
that's what we're here to do.
I don't like practicing either. Um, I'm old. I've done practiced everything. Um, with this and this start for you, um, do you have a goal, or have you set any goals for
I
what you
do
want
have
to
a
channel
goal.
do? Yeah.
My goal is to take over the world. Okay?
Oh well,
No, I'm kidding.
that's fine. You can't do any worse than
Honestly,
what it's
it's
going.
just
You know.
Honestly, in hindsight, looking at it, my goal is to just build a safe place for VTubers to be themselves
Hmm.
and to support each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the main goal, you know. The main goal I would like to say is, and get my 1996 twin turbo super one day and ride off into the sunset. But a more realistic goal and a better one for humanity is to get people to do what they want and be able to live off that
Hmm.
and have the support to keep doing what they want instead of having to stop because of things that they can't control.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
Well,
like VTubers don't have a lot of insurance for when things go wrong,
no.
or like from the even people that criticize them or give them a hard time, and then they get demotivated, or there's a lot of bad things in the VTubing community. There's a lot of good things, but there's also a lot of bad things like parasocialism and you
Trolls.
know,
Trolls. Just
there's
plain
art
trolls.
stealing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on.
The dreaded AI word.
Dreaded AI work, yeah.
Yeah. And troll.
Then there's con stuff,
Oh,
IRL stuff,
oh yeah.
stalkers.
Yeah.
It
So
gets crazy.
so
I feel like they don't have protection for that.
they don't, and it's very tough, and that's why I think it's courageous to do something like this because you're while you still have this kind of a shield with the avatar model, however people want to say it, you're still pretty exposed, and you're putting yourself out there
Yeah, I mean,
for strangers around the
it's
world.
internet. It's crazy how much people can find out about you
Oh God.
just from the low information that is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And your audience, potential audience, is a few billion people. Um, Now, not all of them are going to be on the internet at the same time, but it's that's how many people you have to choose from. And the person that's interacting with you, you could be in a country you'd never even heard of. and you'll never see them, and now you've got to interact with them. Um, is that going to be a problem for you?
So could you just clarify that one more time for me?
Sure. I said,
Well, like, what do you mean?
well, I mean, you're going to have some situations where people are trying to interact with you, and maybe you hear that parasocial word come up, um, and there are people you're not going to see. There are people who you don't even know where they're coming from. Um, is that something you're prepared for, and have you got a defense for it? You don't have to say what it is, but do you have one?
No, yeah, I totally get you. So part of the company does deal with like that part, like parasocialism and security.
Hmm.
They do have some people that are on that. Like two current and like what would you call them? Employees, I guess.
Hmm.
But
Mods.
they currently work for us on like security and parasocialism. Then we have some mods that can take care of that too.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it does become like I've experienced that alone, and I've only been like VTubing seriously for 6 months maybe.
yeah, yeah.
So like in that time I've had that trouble with that, and ever since becoming part of VT, my lovely founder has helped me out a lot with that.
Mm,
She's very strong-willed in that case.
mm.
Like she'll move in and action for you if you're too scared.
Oh,
I would not mess with her.
oh my! If
She's
I
gotten
do
us some good situations
if I do
or
interview
bad situations, goodly.
if I ever interview her, I'm gonna be sure to be very very respectful. I, if I want to be chewed out, I'll just talk to my
No, she's
wife.
really cool.
If I want to be chewed out, I'll just go see Mrs. Interviews. She'll set me straight in a hurry. Um, so with this, I'm going to call it a second blossoming for you as an internet talent.
Exactly.
How?
Like I love my other persona.
Yeah,
It's just not as much me as this one,
yeah.
which is funny because originally I was like, "That's gonna be me. This is gonna be my corpo stuff." And I'm like, "No, this is now gonna be me, and that's gonna be more of like my background."
Mm-hmm. Well, I
It just
mean,
switched it entirely because I was like, "You're right. I haven't been being myself. I should just fully dive into being myself."
yeah, yeah. That
I was really scared of like denial though.
that's the thing that I was going to ask you about is you made the transition once into kind of public entertainment. Now you're making a second transition into public entertainment. How much, if you had gotten started, uh, I guess I'm going to put it this way, would the person who got started first on the first um, incarnation, what would they think about your incarnation now?
That's a good thing looking back on it when I first started thinking about who I was back then.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like 3 years to get into VTubing because I was so scared, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of setbacks,
Mm-hmm.
especially with like speaking.
Right.
I went to voice or speech therapy for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I went to I had like a bunch of trouble with speaking. I had a stutter,
Mm-hmm.
a really bad stutter when I first started VTubing. So I was kind of like super shy and not I just like went into one niche
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, let's focus on that. Be very cozy. I don't have to speak all the time.
Yeah.
And then like as I got more comfortable doing it, I was like, I have no problem speaking. I am having such a great time. This is like such a great outlet to just be myself that I don't have to talk to a person face on face. But
Mm-hmm.
when I do it on like actually on the internet, I don't have a problem because they're not right in front of me.
Right. Right.
So really coming out of my shell, it's helped me a lot. I'm like actually a lot more confident than I was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's been my dream for a while to do VTubing,
Yeah.
but I always was holding myself back.
Just that little bit of fear factor and coming in. I can definitely understand that.
Yeah,
I mean, I did some radio stuff, and I knew
it's
that.
like terrifying right until you do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then once you do it, you're like, oh shit, this wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I used to do when I was on the radio, 30 some years ago. I was doing this like for a major college town, and there were occasions when I'd have a few thousand people listening. I didn't see them, so I was comfortable with it. Now, if you put me in a room with 10 people, I would have run away. I don't want to see them for it. It does make a difference, but you're just so. Don't want to use the word calm, but it sounds like you're comfortable.
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have no issues now. I had so many issues. I would like stutter. I remember my first stream. It was really hard watching it back because I'm like just quiet and awkward. But now
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I'll just say whatever I want. Whatever comes to mind. I just blurt it out now, and I'm like, you know what? I thought it was gonna be cringe,
Yeah.
but I kind of just enjoy doing it too much to even care anymore.
So, would you say it's freeing for you? I mean, it's this type of
Yeah, this is definitely an outlet to be myself.
Yeah,
It's like one of the most freeing things I've ever done, honestly.
yeah.
I just have fun every day with it.
That is absolutely cool. And folks, we're gonna have links where you can enjoy what Malice has going on here eventually. But we're gonna hopefully Malice, if you could send us some links, I can put up there for everybody. And
Yeah, I'll send you some links to the company. I'll send
yeah,
you links to my link tree, my socials.
yep, absolutely. If you
You can
could,
see what I got cooking up there.
yeah. And we'll be
My
able to put.
Patreon.
And thanks to YouTube, we'll be able to actually put most of them on there. A few of them
Yeah.
we can't, but a few of them we're going
I
to
don't know
be.
if Twitch does that, but whatever.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I didn't even ask you. I want to ask you for sure before we wrap up here. Which services are you going to be streaming on?
Currently I think I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch. Make long is it long platform? I forget the word.
Long form, yeah.
Long form content on Patreon and YouTube.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna also do streams on Chatterbait
Yes.
or OnlyFans, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what
Yep.
I'm thinking so far. I
Yeah.
might start there and then switch over to Twitch for some more calm ones with collabs in the company.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
see,
you'll definitely see though. There'll be updates on my socials.
yeah, folks. You got to check out to see what Malice has going on. And Malice has, it's an absolute pleasure to talk with you, and it really sounds like this is
Oh,
gonna.
thank you.
It really sounds like that this is gonna be a really great setup for you, and I'm glad for you.
Yeah, we're just gonna have fun with it. Absolutely. It's gonna be a train ride. It might crash on the way there, The trolley might come. You might get some chocolate frogs jumping out the window, but
That's
it's gonna be
okay.
a good time.
That's okay. And once you get up and running here in a few months, let's have you back, and we'll talk about how it feels to finally let Malice out of her cage.
Exactly. And then, the Bad Dragon collection will be in the corner. You get to see that in all its glory.
Thank you so much, Malice. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.